Alright guys, so today we're going to build this uh, onboarding screen that will include this slider button that once we slide it will be redirect to the home screen. Okay, so if you see it have a logo, and this image it also have this gradient looks on the top and the bottom, and once you slide it will be go to the home screen or whatever the screen you are defining in this route in this router. It will be redirect. So this is the component we are using, this button and this on slide complete function. So yeah, that's it. So let's quickly build this screen. It will not take much time, just around 45 minutes. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so quickly we can create a folder, and we can on board screen. Okay, and we can just drag and drop here, make this bigger. Let's go to the terminal, and we can say npx create expo app at latest dot slash. So dot slash means it will create this bundle in this folder on board screen, and the latest version we're going to build. Click enter. All right, in no time it will be done faster. Okay, it's automatically create a default template. Yeah, so now we have all these folders. All right, it's installed. Now we can just remove these hooks. We don't need this constant. We can remove this folder. We can also remove this folder of the script, and in component we can just remove this test and this UI and all of this not required. And in asset keep it like this. In app not found, we can remove the tabs. Okay, and here I will create a folder and name it onboard, and in this onboard I will create a file name index.tsx. Okay, I will say rnf. I will make it a onboard screen. Okay, so now I will just I will open the Android Studio. I will open the Android Studio so we can check the changes side by side. Okay, so I will run this app. I will press the S and then A. Okay, screen error. I will press S again and A. Okay, okay, so what I will do, I will create a new file here and call it index.tsx. I will say rnf and in this index we will simply removing this, and we will add a redirect from Expo router, say href will be onboard. Okay, sender to, maybe we need to check in the, okay, here is the problem. So what we can do, we can simply keeping this, we can remove the theme provider, we can also remove the status bar, and we can also in this tag of the screen we can say simply on board. Let's reload again. There is still this hook, don't need this hook, you can remove this. So this is the problem, you can say it a view. Okay, so this is working, we can close this not found, and we can also close this. We will go back to this on board, and alright, so we need to work on this onboard folder only. So let's start working on this. So now we need to load the font. I will say const loaded is use font Expo font, and here I will say lobster font we required for this. So set fonts Here we need to install the lobster font TTF. Okay, we will add that font later. I will provide you a link so you can download that font. And here I will say const router use router expo router. Alright, so now I will say safe area provider, and here I will add a style. Style is a flex 1. Background color will be RGB, and 241 238 233. Status bar hidden true. Okay, and here we need to add a view. I will add a style. Its width should be 100%. Flex 1. Z index 200. Position absolute. Top 50. Flex direction should be row. Justify content center. Align items center. Oh, sorry. RGBA and should be 39 38 37 0.81. Okay, text align center. Font size 20, and font weight 300. Text transform uppercase. Font family lobster, and letter spacing should be 3. Okay, here I will say Mordazar. Mordazar is a French word. Is mod means fashion, and zar means bazaar, so it's related to the fashion bazaar. Okay, so this is done. After this view we need to add a image. So before this I will just reload. Okay, something is wrong. What's wrong here? All right, this font is not available. Okay, so we will install this font here, so it will be start working. Okay, so font is working. Our font is here, Modesar, and we also have a fashion image, so we can use it in this image here. So what you need to do now, we need to create an image. So let's add a image from the React Native, and I will say it style. This style we need to add, we can add an inline style only. So I will say margin top 100 and position relative, object fate will be a cover, sorry, width will be 100%, and resize mode should be cover. Okay, and here okay, we need to add that image source. So source will be require, so here I will say in the asset images, and this is summer fashion .png. All right, but this screen is not loading, so let's check why this is not working. This is on board, maybe index I need to add. Okay, let's reload this again. All right, so this is looking okay, but this header area is showing here, so we need to hide that. So I will go to this onboard screen, and here what I will say hidden true is hidden, so it should hide, but it's not hiding, and header shown false here. This is also okay, so why this is not working? Okay, all right, so here I will say screen, this is onboard stack.c. All right, in here main on the stack I will say screen options, and sorry, in the screen options I will add a header shown, I will say it a false. All right, so you can just remove this line and it will be work. So here is the logo, and here is the image is coming. So now we need to add a gradient, so I will go back to the onboard file, and I will start adding. All right, so image is done. So after this image we can say we need to add this basically. So this is linear gradient. All right, so we can install this package, the linear gradient. So I will copy this, I will stop the server, I will say npm install, oh sorry, not this, you can say expo dash linear dash gradient. All right, let's go on top. After this I will say import in the curly bracket linear gradient from expo linear gradient. All right, this will remove the error. So in this we need to add some properties. So properties is like style first, this is the inline style, so I will say this as a sorry, position absolute, top 0, left 0. We can start the server, pm run start. can reload. Okay, cannot read the property map undefined. So first we can add this main map property, that is the colors. So in the colors, you can say RGBA. So RGBA is 255.166.0.29. Okay, and then another is RGBA. You can say is 255.166.0.0. Okay, next is transparent. And next one is RGBA is 255.248.236.0.92. RGBA, sorry, in the quote, single quote, RGBA and 251, 247, 240, 0.9. Okay, so let's reload it again. All right, so this color scheme is done. We need to add some more style here. So position left, right will be a 0. Okay, okay, yeah, we have top, left, right, and then we need a padding, will be 20. Okay, it start coming on the top, but it will be visible soon. So height will be 100%. All right, so if you see, this gradient is coming behind this logo. Okay, so maybe we need to slightly add a margin. So what I will say here, we have a top 50, I will say top 60. Why this screen is coming again and again? So let's check this out in index. We need to remove this or something like this is okay. Index.tsx, the screen doesn't exist. I will say on. Let's see if this works. Okay, onboard screen. Maybe this caching that because it was onboard screen before the name, and then I have changed it to index, so that's why it's giving error. Okay, so it's slightly have a space here. Now we need to, what we need to do, I will take a view here in this linear gradient, so it will cover the all the button in this gradient. So I will say style. In this style, we need to have a position will be absolute, and bottom will be 80, right will be 0, and left will be 0. Padding horizontal will be 10, and flex direction will be a column. Justify content will be center, align item will be a center. Okay, so this style sheet is done. In this we need to add a text, say text, and in this text I will say discover exclusive fashion trends at your fingertips. Okay, so if you see, this is coming here, but it will be look good soon. So we can add a style. In this style we need to add a color, will be hash 000. It's a black, and font size should be, we can take a 35. Okay, 35. And font weight will be a 500, and text align should be a center. Okay, so this looks good to me. Yeah, now we need to add a button. So what I will do, I will add a component after this text box. You can just go in the components and add a file name should be slide button .tsx, and say rnf. It will create a slide button. So let's create this slide button. Here I will accept some parameters. So I will say on slide complete, and it will be on slide complete. This is a function, and it will be a word. All right, now we need to add some const value here. So I will say const slider width 350, and const circle size should be 50, const slide threshold will be shold threshold is equal to slider width minus circle size. Okay, I just to make it a t, sorry. Yeah, and here we can add a use state. So I will say const slide animation a short way, and here I will say use state. Okay, in this use state I will say a new animated dot value will be 0. Okay, so basically we need to add a pan responder. That is a property of the React Native animation and all the sliding purpose. So we can say const pan responder is pan responder dot create. Okay, we can add this pan responder in this after animated, so it will accept. Okay, I will say on move should set pan responder, and this will be arrow function to true. And next is on pan responder move. On pan responder move, so this will be a gesture arrow function. In this gesture we can say const new value is equal to math dot min and math dot max 0 gesture dot dx. So this dx is a numeric expression. Return the larger of sets of applied numeric expressions. All right, so here I will say slide threshold, and yeah, this looks good. And here I will say slide animation dot set value, a new value. Okay, so this function is done. After this, we need to create on responder release, on responder release gesture if gesture dot dx is greater than, sorry, slide threshold minus 20, sorry, say animated dot timing slide animation comma to value slide threshold and duration 200, use native driver to false, and here say start arrow function on slide complete. Okay, and now we need to add a else part. So this is done. We can say else animated dot timing slide animation to value 0, duration 200, use native driver false, start. Okay, so after this all done, we can add a const background color. The background color is for the once we sliding the button, it will be slide a gradient in the button area. So we say vg color slide animation dot interpolate, and the input range should be 0 to slide threshold, output range hash f5 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 and hash f7 931e, comma. Okay, so now we can add a button. So I will say animated dot view, the same thing we need to add here. Okay, and I will add a style here. This will be an inline style, so it's a container, or we can add a class because this is a very heavy container. So styles style sheet create container. I will say a shadow color should be RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0 dot 1, and the shadow opacity 0.8. Okay, elevation will be 6, and the shadow radius will be 15, and the shadow offset will be width 1 and height 13. All right, and the margin top is 30. So I say width, slider width, and the height will be a circle size, and the border radius will be, sorry, circle size divided by 2, and the justify content should be center, lying items should be center. I will just reload this. Okay, and here position should be relative. Okay, we have two more classes and then we are done. So it will be a text. Text is a position should be absolute. Chat index 0. Font size should be 20. Font weight should be thin. Color #333. Slider position absolute, absolute, and left 0. Width should be circle size, and height circle size. Justify content center, lying item center. Okay, so now we can go on the top. So here we can add a class like styles dot container. This is okay, and slightly we need to add this class inside this brackets, and then comma, and we can say a background color is bg color. Okay, so this looks good, and here we can say the button name should be get started, and here we can say style. Before this we can first go here and we can add the button here as a slide button, sorry. So yeah, in this button we need to pass the property of that on complete one. So I will say on slide complete. This is the arrow function, and I will say router dot replace, sorry, and I will add this one so it will not give an error. Okay, so in the slide button add a comma. Okay, so this button is showing here. Now we can add whatever the text value we need to add. So here I will say get started, and I will add a style. All right, this looks good. And after this text I will say animated dot view. We'll add a style, styles dot slider, comma, I will add a transform property. In the transform, I will say translate. Sorry, this property is not coming, so maybe there is a problem. So the problem is we can just roll back. So here in this we can add a curly bracket and we can say transform, and then we can add this property. So translate x will be slide animation. Okay, so this is the animation, so that's why we need to add this property here. And after this we can extract this pan responder dot pan handler. Okay, and now this is done. This looks good. This fashion onboarding screen. So we have a logo. We have these two girls in these modern clothes. This is related to the fashion. So we need to show the image like this, and we have a title and this button. This button is still not complete. We need to add some more properties like icon. So I will say ionic, io, ionicons. Oh, this we need to install. So this icons will be coming. I will just open one more tab, terminal tab, and I will say npm install, or we can just check if this is already inbuilt in the React Native. So I will say import, and I say ionicons from at expo vector icon. Okay, so we don't need to add this, it's already there. So in this ionicons we can add this icon. All right, so I will add a style. This style I will add a background color. So background color should be orange. Border radius will be 100, and the padding is 12, and justify content should be center. Align items should be center. All right, so this looks good. So if you see, there are a little icon of this round circle is showing, but we need to add a name, so then it will be visible. So this is SCHE chevron forward. Okay, and if you see, this is visible here in the right side arrow, and its size should be 25. Good, and the color should be hash FFF, it should be white. Yeah, so if you just slide, if you see, this animation is showing, and if you slide to the end, it will be redirect to the login screen. So we don't have a login screen right now, so we quickly create a folder, call it a login. In this we can add a new file, call it index.tsx, and here I will say rnf, and quickly I will say style flex 1, and I will add a style here, and I will say this as a width, sorry, 100%, and the height will be 100%, and text align will be center. Font size should be 22. Font weight should be 500. Okay, so this will work. So now we can just go back to the home screen, and if we swap to the right, nothing working. Let's do it again, nothing happening. So maybe that's the issue. So let's check this out, why this not redirecting to the okay, it's because this. So what I will do, I will just simply say login index, so it will be redirect to login screen. So now if I slide, the screen doesn't exist, go to home screen. Okay, so let's check what is issue. I will say 8, login screen. Let's check this again. Doesn't it go to home screen? All right, so let's reload this app because it's required to map the bundle. Okay, so I will again. No, it's still not working, so let's check this again. What's wrong here? Login screen, slide button. What I will do, I will just do it again. Login. So maybe there is a issue. Might be. Okay, what we can do, we can just create a new folder again, and we can say it debug, or we can say any like a home. Okay, in this home folder I will create a new file called index.tsx, and I will say r and f. We'll say this is a home screen. Okay, so let's quickly check this one, this work. Okay, so just remove the index. Okay, so I will press the a. Let's see if open. Oh yeah, it's opening. Okay, so now I will just all right, so this is coming to the home screen. Maybe this is a issue with that naming convention, so that's why. So what I will do, I will just copy this view and I will add it here, so I can just check this better. Let's say this home screen. All right, so this is done. So if we can just reload this again. So so if you see, we have this modern look font style logo. We have this image and this gradient coming over in the top and in the bottom, and this title is the font bold size, and we have this sliding button. So yeah, that's it. That's all the this about. We just focusing on this slide button and this home screen. Yeah, thank you guys.